also need the title page, Sergio. Welcome back to Yoga Express. My name is Banu. I'm your host for this program. And as soon as the episode number goes off the screen, I'm going to introduce you to our guests right here. Thank you, Tony and Sergio. Tony, thank you so much for joining us. And Sergio, thank you very much for staying with us. They're in our crew today. I really appreciate all your help. And thanks to Ryan for these amazing lights and the gobo. We have our guest, Chris Temple, back with us in the studio because Josiane, once we get the image of all three of us back on the screen, Chris is to my right, Josiane on my left. That's it, thank you. Josiane has been with me in several episodes before. She used to direct my show before, and she knows exactly what my program is all about. So Josiane, thank you so much for coming back, but I knew you would be back because you couldn't resist. We had such a good time the last time that Chris was teaching. Chris, yes, we did. We had an amazing time, Chris.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
It just felt, and I swear, at the end of it, I was thinking, is it time already? Because it felt like we were moving slow with very controlled movement. And if it didn't feel like we were doing too many postures, but it still was a full workout. We got a twist, we got everything, got our back bend in the cobra.
Yeah.
Today, and our viewers may already remember, you know how to reach Chris. His titles will come up as soon as our crew is ready to get them up. And Chris, feel free to tell our viewers a little more. Is there anything else that you want our viewers to know about you before we move on?
No, just that I hope to see you on the mat. I hope you give yoga a try. It's definitely worth the ride. It's such an amazing workout, and you can get so many different aspects from it. The head gets a little less crazy, the body feels a little stronger, more open, and it's such an amazing tool.
You have your personal practice is simply amazing too, because I have watched you practice. And I know when I was doing my teacher training at Sonic, which is where you're teaching now as well, besides you also teach at Earth Yoga and New York Yoga.
Yes, 2 east sides, 1 west side.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. So if you guys want to go visit, check them out.
Great studios, all of them. Studio.
Well, if they've hired you, they have to be fantastic studios as well. So I've seen you actually, and before I would go in for my teacher training class, in training we have to teach a few classes. I would see Chris in there, and I'd be terrified. Oh my God, your practice is so intense. I didn't have the heart to interrupt your practice. But I've seen you practice on your own. You're able to go really deep. In fact, even with our practice in the last episode, Josiane and I felt it was almost meditative. We talked about it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you have planned for us today?
Well, we're going to kind of take things up just another little notch. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Working find a little bit more strength into what we found. And we're definitely exploring into finding openness in the spine. Now we're going to work a little bit more with the core, so taking it to the next level. But don't worry, I promise you nothing will be too crazy.
Okay, great.
One finger.
Exactly. They're going to do the one-armed handstand. No problems there.
Finding my center of gravity in that one.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
I get on one arm.
Absolutely.
You're not the only one.
Standing on 2 feet is hard enough for me.
For many of us, to do it correctly anyway, with the proper alignment.
So take it away, Chris.
Cool, absolutely. So just take a few moments, sit up nice and tall like we do, find our breath, close the mouth, breathe in and out through the nose. We'll take 3 inhales, 3 exhales. Slow belly, ribs, chest breath full. Exhale, keeping the lift in the heart. Pull your belly back to your spine. Just twice more. Deep inhale. Exhale it out. And this last one, breathe in deep, full to the nose, and then open your mouth. Give a little sigh. Fantastic. Open your eyes, please. We're just going to rock our way onto a seat and then taking that onto our hands and knees. Excellent. So just right away, we'll energize into the fingerprints and knuckles, making sure you're not just collapsing into the wrist, which is the easier thing to do. And then put a little bend in your elbows and point your elbows towards the back of the room to make sure you're not just stacking bones, but rather using the arm's muscle strength, which is super important. So we're going to take 3 cow cats here. As you inhale, look up to the sky, stick your tail feather high, drop the belly. As you exhale, round the back, look towards your navel, and take that twice more. Slow breath in, feel the belly drop, shoulders hug back. And then exhale to draw back. One more time, nice full breath in. And then exhale to draw back. Excellent. So let's neutralize our tabletop, meaning you're just coming back onto hands and knees. The right foot is going to slide back. Come onto your toes at first, and then we're going to lift the leg up all the way off the ground. So you want to feel one line of energy from the head to the heel. And then, this is going to be tricky, we're going to take the left hand, reaching it forward, turn the thumb up, and breathe. Now, if you started holding your breath like many people do when they get into it, I heard it. I was like, nobody's breathing. We're all going to die if we don't keep breathing. So take time to find your breath and reach and kick. It's not just about lifting. It's about reaching and kicking as far as you can. Take a deep inhale. Nice and slow, we're going to bring an elbow and knee towards each other. Look back towards your navel. 2 more times. Slow breath. Reach. Exhale to draw in. Quiet the mind. Keep your thoughts nice and slow. And then last time to draw in. From here, just lower your hand and lower your knee. We're going to take the opposite hand. Pay attention. We're going to take the right hand up to the sky by the side wall. And then as you exhale, thread that hand across and underneath you. Your shoulder and ear are going to go down onto the ground. She's okay. We'll just go onto the opposite side. Okay, great. Thread your right hand across. Great. Shoulder and ear onto the ground. Just take a moment or two. You're giving your arms a break. You're also letting your shoulder get heavy so you feel a stretch in the top of your spine. Take one more big breath in through the nose. Breathe it out the mouth, and the next time you inhale, take your right hand all the way back up to the sky. Big opening of the heart. And then lower it back down. We'll take 3 cow cats. As you inhale, drop the belly and look up. Exhale to round back. Deep inhale, fill the heart. Smooth exhale, looking back. Sounds amazing, Banu. Breathing, looking forward, tail feather high. And then exhale to round back. Come back to your neutral spine, tabletop, and the left leg is going to slide back this time. Toes stay on the ground for a moment, and then using your breath, not holding your breath, lift that leg up off the ground. Right hand's going to slowly reach forward, turn the thumb up. Take a breath here just to be. Smoothing it out. And then we'll inhale, kick and reach. Exhale to draw in, knee and elbow touch. Look back towards your belly button. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, draw it all in. One more time. Inhaling, reach out. Draw it all in. Excellent. Lower your knee down, lower the hand down. We'll take the opposite side. So the left hand's going to reach up. Look towards the thumb, take a breath. And then the hand threads underneath and across. Shoulder and ear release down to the ground. So again, this is nice because you're giving your wrist a break. But really try to let yourself get heavy onto the ground. Just collapsing as much as you can. And you'll really feel a nice stretch in the shoulders, the top of the spine. Take another big inhale through the nose. Breathe it out. And then we're going to take that left hand all the way back up to the sky with a big inhale. Awesome. Lower it down to the ground. Let's curl the toes under. Lift your hips high and back to your downward facing dog. Move around here. Pedal out through your legs.
Shrug your shoulders to the ears and then let them soften down the back. Take 3 breaths here. Start to slow down your pedalings, your shakings, your swings, and press into your fingerprints and knuckles to really stick your butt as far back as you can. Try to melt your heels to the ground. If you find your hamstrings are tight, put a little bend in the knees, but don't stop pressing your heels down to the ground. Excellent. Bend your knees, look forward to the front of your mat. We're going to walk nice and easy to a forward fold. Grab for opposite elbows and take a couple bobs up and down here. Awesome. Take a nice breath in through the nose. Breathe it out the mouth. And let your fingers drip back towards the earth. So we're going to take the right hand onto your fingerprints. It's right between my toes, just a few inches forward. You're going to take your left hand up to the sky. Now you can straighten your left leg, but bend the right knee. This will keep your hips parallel. And then actively press your butt back. Actively breathe your head and heart forward like you're lengthening out your spine. Saltwater taffy from New Jersey, which is where I'm from. Take one more big breath in, and then lower that top hand down. Switch sides. Left hand down. Right hand up. Right leg can straighten. Left knee can bend. Look at that top thumb. But don't crank your neck. It's more about shining your heart up than it is about twisting the neck. Take a breath. We're going to stay. Just exhale and twist a little deeper. And then take another breath in. As you exhale, lower your top hand down. Let's roll up one vertebrae at a time, all the way up to stand. And then when you get to the top, shrug your shoulders once to your ears, down the back, and then go the other way. Excellent. So just finding samastitihi, which means nice even stance, steady stance. As you inhale, take your arms up over your head. Connect the palms, gaze at the thumbs. Notice if you're sticking your belly out. You want to pull the ribs in. Take a breath in. We're going to bend the elbows, bend the knees. The thumbs pass your eyebrows, and you dive into a forward fold all the way down. On your breath in, bring your hands onto your shins. Lift up halfway. Try to hug your shoulders down away from the ears. Press your hands down onto the ground. Step both your feet back to a plank pose. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, lower your knees down onto the ground. Lower your chest between your thumbs. Peel forward to a cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Release the tops of the feet down. And then lower yourself down onto the ground. We're going to interlace our fingers back by our butt. We were talking about strengthening the back. This is super challenging, but we want to make sure we're breathing. As you inhale, lift your knuckles up off your butt. Hug the shoulders back to lift your head and chest up off the ground. And then if we want, we can take this one level deeper, lifting your feet up off the ground. 3 breaths here. Look out in front of you. Try to keep the back of your neck long. Keep your gaze soft. Oh, yeah. By the way, don't forget to breathe. Well, especially when I'm supporting myself on my belly, it becomes very tricky to breathe. You're like, I know, shut up. Continue with the pose. One more time. Big breath in. Excellent. Lower your hands below your shoulders. Press back to child's pose. This is going to feel great. Hips back on the heels, forehead against the ground. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Breathe it out your mouth. Let's come back into our downward facing dog. Curl the toes under. Lift your hips high and back. On your breath in, we're going to lift the right leg to the sky. As you exhale, step it forward in between your hands. If it goes right there, great. If not, take the foot with the hand and help it to the front of the mat. Yeah? No worries there. Let's plant the left hand and take the right hand up to the sky. Spinal twist, deep breath in. Lots of twisting today. It's awesome, wonderful for the lower back. Take a breath in, reach up nice and high. As you exhale, lower that top hand down. Now this is going to be a little tricky. We're going to take the back knee and slide it over to the right side of the foot. Over to this side. Bring it over my way.
Yes, under your right.
Perfect. And now everybody have a seat. Excellent. So we're going to take the left forearm around the shin. Sit up tall, breathe into the belly. Exhale, look over your back shoulder. Get a nice deep twist. And we'll take that 2 more times. So rather than breathing into the belly, breathe into the length of your spine, like you're getting as tall as you can. Use your exhale to twist 1 more time. Excellent. So we're going to walk the hands over to the other side of the mat. Stay sitting up tall. Use this right elbow to press into the inner thigh, inner calf to sit up tall and get a nice counter twist. Little hip opener there as well for you. 1 more big breath in.
Let's release that. So you're going to release the twist. Take your right foot to the front of the mat. Bring the left sole of your foot onto the inner thigh. Just a little hamstring stretch here. Breathe your arms up to the sky. We're trying to lift the torso up out of the hips and then reach as far as you can forward. Now, many of us were only going to be able to grab the calf or the ankle. If you can get the foot, maybe you just leave your hands on the ground. Either way, we're trying to breathe like the heart's trying to give the big toe a kiss, and then we're exhaling to melt down. Just 2 more times, please. Big breath in. Exhale to melt. 1 more time, seeing if we can lengthen. And then exhale to melt. Excellent. Come on back up. Cross your ankles in. We're going to sweep our legs off to the side, coming on to hands and knees. And then curl your toes, lift your hips high and back. Downward facing dog. Let's take a breath in through the nose. Breathe it out the mouth. Take your left leg high to the sky. Energize the heel up. And then step that foot in between your hands. Again, by hook or crook, we get the foot there. Plant the right hand down. Take your left hand up to the sky. Spread your wings wide. Big inhale. Pull the belly in. Get a nice juicy twist. And 1 more time. Big breath in. Exhale it out. Take an inhale and then lower your top hand down. All right, so again, this back knee is going to come to this side of the foot. Sliding the knee forward. Sitting back on your bum. Well done, ladies. Wrapping that right forearm around the shin. Right forearm goes around the shin. We start the other way first.
Right?
Yeah, she wants to watch what we're doing. She's like, don't leave me on my own over here. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe into your heart. Exhale, look over your back shoulder. Take that again. Big breath. Exhale it out. Last time. And then walk your hands over to your right. Taking the hands over to the right again. We're using this left elbow to press into that inner thigh. Try to sit up nice and tall for your counter twist. And just breathe here twice. Heart lifts. Exhale to twist 1 last time. Beautiful. Nicely done. So we're going to come out of the twist, and then the left leg is going to lengthen to the front of the room. Right sole of the foot is on the inner thigh. Breathe your hands up by your ears. Lift up tall. Get long over that leg. Wherever your hands fall, that's the perfect spot. Breathe your heart towards your big toe. And exhale to melt down. Don't worry if you're on my cues with the breath. We're breathing to lengthen. Exhale to melt. 1 last time. So nice. Come on back up. Crossing your ankles in. We're just going to come back to our nice tall seat. Actually, you know what? Let's bring the soles of our feet together. This is a better way to go. So come onto your fingerprints. We're going to do this a little different. Breathing your heart open.
Means he's going to give us a rough time.
No. It means I'm just going to give you a more blissful experience. Okay. That's what that means. So walk your hands out forward in front of you, and then let the head drop down. So you're using the weight of your upper body. So I like to say, let your spiders go for a little walk. Every time you exhale, the spiders go for a little walk, and you bring your forehead closer to the ground. 2 more breaths here. Last time. Excellent. Come back through center. And we're just going to finish with 2 more twists. Scooting your hips forward. Bring the soles of your feet down. Notice my knees are bent. So this is all about core and control. Reach your palms forward. Take a breath into a smiling superhero heart. And then exhale. Roll down onto your back. First the sacrum goes. No rushing. No pushing. No shoving. Lower back. Mid back. Upper back. Back of the head. Go ahead and squeeze your both knees into the chest. And then simply drop them over towards the right. We're going to look over towards the left, the opposite direction. Knees go right, gaze goes left. Yeah. And then breathe into the heart. Open the mouth, breathe out the mouth. Take 2 more breaths in through your nose. Last one. Excellent.
I do this stretch every morning, except I don't have Chris to instruct me. Do it every morning.
My dulcet tones add to the equation, right? Let's take the knees through center and then drop them off to the left.
Just open your arm off to the right, gazing that direction. 3 breaths. First one in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then second 2 in and out through the nose. Last one. So nice. Let's take both the knees and your gaze over to the right so we can push ourselves back up to a seat. Coming to our simple
Pretty good.
cross-legged. Yeah, feel a little bit of tug there.
Yes.
Good
I
stuff.
love to do that one.
Do you want to finish with one of those? Do we have time?
Yeah.
Okay, she asked for it.
We
So
have enough.
boat pose.
How
Bring-
much time do we have? Tony and Sergio. Are we good? That's good. I think we started.
About 4
We're
or
good.
5
We're good.
minutes, I
We have
think.
about
Okay.
5
Yeah.
minutes, yeah.
So here we go, hands behind the knees. So you want to pull your belly and thighs closer
I
together?
lost something, right?
Yeah?
I'm
This is
gonna
your fault.
Take care of you after that.
If anybody wants to complain, can they get her number or her email address? Because this is on you. Awesome.
Perfect. Oh, we have 10 minutes. That's fantastic. Thank
Whoa,
you.
lift the shins up. Turn the palms forward. And breathe for 5. Everyone has to smile. You're not allowed to have what we call a very technical term, stank face. No stank face. For 3. Make sure I can hear you breathing, please. Last one. Excellent. Come back forward. This is just a little break time because we're going to do another one since you said we have so much time. Let the head hang heavy. Take a breath in through the nose. Breathe it out your mouth. And then we go up one more time. Soles of the feet down, hands behind the knees. Lift the shins up. Turn the palms up. Reach the fingers forward. Straighten through your legs as much as you like. Deep breath in. Make sure you're smiling. For 2. I always want to hit teachers when they say that. It's like, no, I'm not going to smile. This isn't fun. 3 breaths. 2. Don't give up on me, Banu. Last one. Awesome. Lower it all down. Just cross your ankles. Let's find our nice tall seats. Hands on the shins.
I haven't done that one for a long time.
Yeah, it's good. It's great for your hip
I have a
flexors and
support
for
to
your
settle with
abdominals,
this
right?
one.
There's gonna be a fisticuff when we get done here. Just sit up nice and tall. Let's take 3 cleansing breaths here. Just inhale deep into your spine. Get tall. Open the mouth. 2 more, please. Deep breath in. Last time. Just let yourself stay focused. Remembering that the whole point of everything that we did today is so that you can take this idea of awareness, consciousness around your movements, around your breath, and take it into everything that you do. So before you pick up that piece of trash off the ground because you're being a wonderful New Yorker, or before you pick up your coffee or whatever it is, that create that awareness around your movement, and you'll find that your body is so much happier at the end of the day.
I have to admit, I was calling you names
Really?
when we did the last one.
Wow.
It was tough.
You know, Banu, I expect more from you. I feel like you've been doing this a while, you know,
I
being
know.
able to find
That
your
was
center.
tough. I think I need to get back in line.
It's good, yeah, it's all good. And
Give
again,
me your coordinates if you don't mind.
Mhm.
Give me your coordinates if you don't mind. Maybe I can use you for
Yeah, his
someone
details
for a
sometimes,
live show.
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, maybe a good idea. And maybe
So
you
we
too,
still-
Banu. I don't know if I will be able
We're
to.
still on air.
That's okay. It's all right.
Okay.
It's okay.
Good.
They probably will cut you off by now. It's already 20
We have another
minutes.
5 minutes left.
Oh, we started late?
He came and gave a 10-minute signal.
Really? Is there anything we want to add on?
No, are we done?
Yeah.
So how are we going for time? Sergio and Tony. Tony Tao, Sergio Rivera. If we're good to wrap up, we're all going to do our own thing over here. We're just going to stretch. We can have a little chat or whatever. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Thanks to Ryan for setting up our lights here. And big thanks to Josiane for getting us started today. And a huge, huge thanks to Chris, even though I was joking when I said I was calling you names. But at that time, it did feel tough.
Sure.
But I think you were building towards that, and you did give me enough warning.
I did.
need to
There
get
were no
back.
bells, no surprises. I was
No,
very straightforward
exactly.
with
You
where we were going.
And that's that's
So-
just you. You're very upfront. But I think I need to get back on track. I need to get a little more practice. So viewers
Me
out
too,
there, if
yeah,
you haven't
me too.
if you haven't stretched with us, come stretch with
And
us.
I think that's just it though. It's like some people they try to throw themselves into the fire right away with yoga, and it's so important.
It's just too
You just do a little bit. I like to say miracles, they don't usually happen overnight.
Right.
That would be wonderful, but the truth is, I've been practicing for years. So you mentioned how deep and full my practice
Right.
is.
Oh, yeah.
I was struggling just as much as everybody was, when
Right.
I started with
It's
yoga.
repeat,
Little bit,
repeat.
little bit,
Yeah,
little
of
bit. You do
course.
anything enough times, you'll get good at it. So.
Well, since we do have some time, Chris's details are right there. You were talking about his coordinates. Chris is there, christempleyoga.com, christempleyoga@gmail.com. And you guys can also look him up on Facebook and Instagram. How many
Correct.
followers do you have?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I do have a few. My friends and family enjoy how many hits I get
Right.
when I
Yeah,
post
I'm
stuff.
sure you do.
But I find that comedy and not taking things too seriously, seeing
You
the
know what you
humor in
should do? You
everything.
should do a
Yeah.
YouTube show, like 20 minutes, or whatever minutes you want, because YouTube they takes any time you want. Like you would do your show, your teaching, and you would put it on YouTube, and you see because that they would use that as a class.
Yeah,
You see what I mean?
absolutely.
So can we all get into actually before I move on, what are those tattoos? My God, I
Oh
didn't
my
know there were
gosh,
so
I didn't even
many.
notice those.
Yeah. Oh God.
You're so used to it.
This one is my family crest. The Temple family, my last name being Temple,
Right.
stems from Great Britain.
Okay.
And there's historical books that we came upon. My uncle is James Temple is huge for finding our family background.
Wow.
So we found out there's this whole family history. So I got this for that very reason. And the gorilla is like my spirit animal. They're very powerful, but also very humble. They're not super showy. Chimpanzees, that's a different story, but gorillas, they tend to, if you ever go and see them out in the wild or wherever you can see them, you see they're always sort of very pensive and thoughtful.
I had a gorilla
Never
with a
thought about
tiny little cat, and he was protecting that little cat. He was hugging that little
Yeah.
cat, but that was his little baby.
Beautiful
and the cat
animals.
was totally confident with that huge animal, so powerful, like you said,
Wasn't there
and
a
kind,
gorilla expert?
sweet.
Elizabeth Goodman. Do you follow her work?
I don't know.
She's an English lady, English woman, and you should probably check her out. She specializes in the apes or gorillas. I don't know the
Okay.
difference, but she talks about their temperament. She talks a lot about the nature of a gorilla. But I always thought of you as a ninja type of person. I remember once one of my mentor teacher, I think she had her class, and she has a little puppy, and you were attending her class. I was there. I was assisting her, I
Mhm.
think. And her puppy came running
And
and
he
ran
threw.
straight into her lap.
And I grabbed.
He just grabbed it. I was wondering, where did this come from? He just grabbed the.
The dog came running.
Yeah,
We were all in a
just grabbed
pose. The
it.
dog came running in. I remember it. And I just like
Yeah.
quick scooped him up and walked him out.
My God, that was quick.
The funny thing is I always wanted to get into martial arts as a child,
Oh.
and never had the opportunity, which is I think why I enjoy yoga.
It's-
And when I practice it, it's
I
that
love
like
martial
Tai
arts,
Chi
yeah.
sort of embodiment.
right.
Like I love Tai Chi,
Yeah.
and I like the fact that especially with vinyasa.
Right.
It's about moving with the breath. It's not about just holding a pose like an
Right,
Iyengar
right.
or a Bikram,
keep
which are
moving.
wonderful in their own element.
Right.
But I love the vinyasa
Yeah.
practice. Is
I'm
I
going to
find-
look more into it.
Yeah.
That's what we should do going forward. We should have, because we discover so much more about our guests too. We have the interview at the end of it. Because now I have so many questions. I don't even know if we have time to ask all of them. But after watching, I've never really attended in a classroom a class with Chris.
Mm-hmm.
But after having actually seen you teach over here, I can understand why anyone who comes out of Chris's class at the school comes out floating. Oh my God, and I swear, I mean, I've heard them say they were just literally floating. They were feeling so,
Good.
you can get a high on
Oh,
just simple
absolutely.
practice,
Absolutely.
right? Simple stretch.
Breathing the correct way
So we
changes
good?
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. We
Wrapped up?
time-wise.
Did you get the titles up? Okay, great.
Okay.
It was
So
wonderful.
yeah, no, that it felt good, and I've actually seen, and literally, and I'm not even just saying it for the air. These girls. came
Oh, it wasn't
this-
just okay. I was like, wow, thanks so
No,
much.
no, no, no. I had to include that because I actually heard students coming out. They were just literally floating. I was like, there's sort of, when
Yeah,
you're
you
on
did
a
the session,
dopey high.
even though it's not that much, It
It feels
really
good. It feels good.
Well, and that's the thing I'm saying is like
Yes.
do 10 minutes every day
That's all.
Yes.
rather than feeling, oh, no, I have to put in my hour because our schedules don't
Yeah.
necessarily
No,
allow
that's
for that.
right.
My own practice is usually only about 45 minutes, and I can get a good solid practice
Right.
in 45